Yeah. Look at all these fucking dead people.
Holy shit. They could have their own. The Clintons should have their own graveyard for the people they've murdered.
How did you kill Jeffrey Epstein?
Improper actions of people in the White House back in Arkansas, events that Vince Foster had knowledge of, and the White House participated in a cover-up of its own, separate from the murder, simply to keep a series of nasty events involving laundered money and covert operations down in Mena, Arkansas, from becoming public. The Arkansas National Guard, when Bill Clinton was governor, was deeply involved in covert operations down in Mena, Arkansas, and Bill Clinton was their commander. And there it is.
I am the highest version of myself. I'm the highest version of myself. I know I am that I am.
That was good, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome, buddy.
Really cool.
Thanks, man.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Godspeed Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Guy.
And I'm Dan Eats Everything.
Cha-cha-cha. Is that what you're going for? A cha-cha-cha?
Something like that.
Perfect. Perfect. We're right on schedule.
What you been up to, man? What you been up to? It's been a
Nothing.
you know,
Little bit. Just got back from Palm Springs. Or
You were in Palm Springs too?
no, I wasn't. I forgot that's what you were doing. How was it?
Hot. It
Hot.
was hot.
You sound like Paris Hilton.
That's hot.
hot.
That's hot.
That's hot.
That's hot. It was hot, dude.
Is she still alive?
Is this a trick question?
No, is Paris Hilton still alive? I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I'm asking.
Yeah. She
Doesn't matter.
when they
Doesn't matter.
does it somebody.
Sure.
Okay. When they opened up Resorts World in Vegas, she DJ'd there for like the opening.
She's
night.
a DJ?
Yeah, she guest DJ. Well, you know how DJs
Is
are
she
now.
good?
Well, you know how DJs are now. It's like a laptop and you just play
Push a
songs.
button.
Yeah.
Play.
It's not like, not every DJ is a real like DJ. They're not out there making music. I mean, she might make music. I don't know, but all I know is all you got to do is hit play, and you're a DJ today, man. What the fuck?
All right.
I'm assuming that's what she does.
Sure. And maybe it is what she does.
What have you been up to? How have you been?
Just living it up.
Yeah, would you
You know, every day is just better than the day before. It's just crazy.
what'd you do on vacation? Anything fun?
No, I just hung out.
Yeah, the staycation. Sometimes those are better, dude.
You just relax.
Yeah. Give me the give me the chills thinking about just relaxing for a little while. Dude, you know what? Yeah, let me talk about something real quick.
Sure.
You ever like go on vacation, but like whoever you go with planned all this shit for you to do? So it's like when you get back from vacation, you need an actual fucking vacation because you were busy
Yeah.
the whole time you're on vacation.
Yeah.
Bro, if I
Bananas.
don't get like at least one full day after my vacation to just do nothing and just then it's like shouldn't even have gone on this in the first place.
I always feel bad when people come to visit and I don't have like 8 million things planned. I'm like, oh, let's just hang out. Shit. You know what I mean?
Do you have 8 million things planned or they do?
I feel bad when I don't have 80 million things planned.
Right.
Because people get all like, what are we doing? I don't fucking know. You're the guest. What do you want to do?
Well, you live here. Right?
Exactly.
That's what they always
Depends
say.
on what side I'm on and which one I'm in favor of.
That's what they always say to you though. Well, you live here, you should know things to do that are fun.
Yeah, that's what I say when I'm visiting someone, but I say the opposite when I'm. You're the guest. What do you want to
Then
do?
you're like, I fucking go to work. I go to work and I come home. I don't know what's
I don't know
fun.
what the fuck's here?
I don't know what's
I
fun.
don't know what to do.
I just live in the city. I work here.
I'm in Syracuse. There's nothing to do. I planned everything that there is to do,
Oh,
which is
man.
nothing.
A while ago, you went to that Anthony Oliver meet.
Oliver Anthony.
Yeah, where was that?
Yeah.
Where was it?
In Canandaigua.
Wasn't at the amphitheater.
No, I was in Canandaigua.
Gotcha. That's like the only thing to do in Syracuse, I think, is the amphitheater.
Oh,
that
and the fair.
That and the fair once a year. Just you can count all the mullets.
Oh my god.
At the fair. Yeah.
So,
What's up?
you ready to get into this episode? Or you want to talk about mullets?
Do you like mullets on a girl? Do you like a girl mullet?
I don't think I've ever. I don't know if I've ever seen one in real life.
Oh. You live in Syracuse, bro.
Yeah, it's a fucking mullet. I don't know. Mullet? Why would this fucking work?
Just picture, close your eyes. Let's do an exercise on female mullets.
on.
Let's close your eyes. Think about 1987. Your mom is hanging out with a bunch of her friends. They're all hanging around, smoking cigarettes, having a drink. You can smell the cigarettes in the air. Maybe it's not cigarettes. Maybe it's something else. Right? Now, look over at her friends. One or two of them bitches don't have a mullet.
No.
Oh, okay. Our parents were at different fucking parties, bro.
Yo, everybody that would be hanging out with my mom has that like fucking large hair.
Okay.
That was
But that was like early 80s. I'm talking about like a little bit later when, like cocaine
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm talking
disco and
about,
all
too.
that shit hit. No mullets. All right. Just
No
me.
mullets.
Got it. I'm remembering things wrong.
You are?
This episode brought to you by Cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan Las Vegas. Guaranteed the best hotel casino you'll ever stay at. It's sexy, it's classy, it makes you want to spend your money. I see who's on my screen and I bet you she's had a mullet.
I don't think she did.
Eh.
Because I remember her back in the early 90s.
Oh,
She
she
had,
had that fucking hairspray beehive tight fucking helmet head. I remember. Yeah. Right?
All right, here we go.
Okay, let's go.
The morning of July 26, 2019, Twitter users saw hashtag Clinton body count trending, just weeks before Jeffrey Epstein had reportedly committed suicide in his prison cell. The phrase Clinton body count was nothing new and had become a meme in forums across the internet years prior. It references the seemingly anomalous amount of Clinton associates who died suspiciously or under mysterious circumstances.
Ha!
So you've heard of the Clinton body count, right?
Of course. I'm alive.
Are you?
Yep. I think.
So far, until this episode comes out.
Right? Fuck.
Fuck. Do you remember this photo on your screen?
Yeah, that was that's a very large painting that's hung in the Manhattan apartment of one Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the Clintons and the Epstein were pretty buddy.
Well, if I remember correctly, reports do say that they did frequent his private jet and his pedophile. I mean, Chomo. That island where he would fuck little kids and record it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, little graphic there.
Truth is truth.
So here's victim one.
Some breaking news right now. Disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein has taken his own life while he was behind bars here in New York City. Epstein was facing sex trafficking charges. NBC News investigative correspondent Tom Winter now has the very latest. Tom, what more do we know?
reason Dr. Bodden thinks Jeffrey Epstein's death might be a homicide is because of the unusual fractures he saw in Epstein's neck.
There were fractures of the left, the right thyroid cartilage, and the left hyoid bone.
This is an autopsy photo of Epstein's broken hyoid bone, a U-shaped bone that sits under the jaw the part of the tongue attaches to. The thyroid cartilage sits at the front of the neck.
I have never seen 3 fractures like this in a suicidal hanging.
And Dr. Michael Bodden joins us. Good morning, Dr. Bodden. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
You observed the entire 4-hour autopsy of Jeffrey Epstein.
I did.
What stood out to you the most in that?
What stood out to me the most was that the ligature mark was made after a few hours. He'd been dead for a few hours at the time he was discovered, and that there were multiple fractures of the Adam's apple, the thyroid cartilage, and the thyroid and the hyoid bone that are more indicative of a homicidal strangulation than a suicidal strangulation.
So, if that was Epstein's body, anyway.
Here's the thing, right? He was in a prison.
Yeah.
There's cameras in that prison, right? At all times, especially a high profile like that. Well, I mean, why don't they just review the tapes? What say
you? Know why they kill you? Know why?
No, what say you? Why don't they just review the tapes?
Because the tapes malfunctioned. The recordings
at the exact time that he wanted to hang himself.
Yeah.
Well, what a weird coincidence.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah, makes sense. Got it.
Got it. All right, here's some more victims.
The next 4 names on the list are from the Benghazi incident, which many people blame Hillary Clinton for. Chris Stevens, Tyrone Woods, Sean Smith, Glenn Dole.
So joining us now is former Navy SEAL Tage Gill, who called Ty Woods his mentor and was roommates with Glenn Doherty in Afghanistan. His organization, Project Warpath, created the shirts. Good morning, Tage.
The reason I blame Hillary Clinton is because she was in charge of the State Department. You know, she was the Secretary of State. The consulate ultimately was her responsibility. The security at the consulate was poor at best. The terrorists literally pushed the gate in, open and walked in. The security that was there was local security. They weren't trained, they weren't vetted. They didn't have American supervisors. They just threw down their guns and walked away when the attack started. So my friends down the street at the CIA annex, they had to rescue the State Department folks, and they lost their lives that night when they were in the fight of their life.
Okay, so last question. Are the SEALs that you're still in contact with comfortable serving under a potential commander-in-chief, Clinton?
Well, I don't think they have a choice if she gets elected, but they don't want to do it.
Doing what they were doing.
No. Again, we were misled that there was supposedly protests and then something sprang out of that, an assault sprang out of that. And that was easily ascertained that was not the fact. And the American people could have known that within days, and they didn't know that.
With all due respect, the fact is we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
I hate that lady. You remember they made a movie out of that? The Lone Survivor.
No, I never watched it.
Wait, no, that was a different movie. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of. I don't know if you know, but I'm not a real big fan of hers either.
Yeah, no, so that wasn't like directly. She went out and had them killed.
Right.
But it's her fault.
Right.
100%.
Yeah. Negligence.
Terrible at your job.
Bro, don't get me started on that.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we want to keep going?
Yeah, let's fucking keep it going.
You ever heard of Gaddafi?
Yeah, I heard Tupac rapped about Gaddafi. Right? That's
probably. Here's a little bit about Gaddafi.
I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed videos. We came, we saw, he died. Did it have anything to do with your visit? No, I'm sure it did.
You have to have a very dark soul to laugh in that manner, after which you murdered someone and had them beaten publicly and very brutally on camera. This video surfaced shortly after Hillary Clinton showed up on a tarmac on an airport in Tripoli, Libya. The surprise visit by then U.S. Secretary of State was more than a morale boost to the rebels fighting in the government forces. Most importantly, it was an unmistakable signal that the U.S. was putting its full weight behind the, quote, revolution to overthrow Gaddafi. People must renounce violence. They must give up arms. They must be committed to a democracy that respects the rights of all, Clinton announced. As former White House staffer Ben Rhodes revealed, Clinton was the principal architect behind the U.S. intervention.
The death of Colonel Gaddafi has brought to a close a very unfortunate chapter in Libya's history, but it also marks the start of a new era for the Libyan people.
Dude, Libya was the fucking envy of Africa. He was giving all of his citizens free water. He was giving them free power. Dude, he was a leader. He was actually helping his people. And guess what Libya is now? A fucking shithole. He was giving them clean, free water from underground. Like, yeah. Guess what they're getting now? Fucking nothing. Go ahead.
Just keep going, man. Because I don't care for this. Like just her face turns my stomach, and then the sound of her voice makes me want to
regurgitate.
Yes.
So you want me to just keep playing videos?
Yeah,
okay.
I just want to get through it because I don't even like the looks of her. I spit in her face if I ever see her.
Well, we got to get your opinion every now and then.
Oh, I'll chime in. Don't you worry. I'm gonna spit in her face. That's what I'm gonna do. Fucking dumb bitch.
My name's Gary Webb. I am an investigative journalist. I've been an investigative journalist for about 25 years for daily newspapers. And in 1996, I wrote a series of stories entitled Dark Alliance, which was about CIA involvement in drug trafficking. What my story showed was that the cocaine that was being sold in those neighborhoods was coming from mainly one source, and this one source was being used to finance a guerrilla war in Central America. We had gotten the story out around them, and we had gotten it out in a big way that they couldn't control, and that was through the internet. And I think a lot of this was directed to the Mercury News to say, we don't care what documentation you have, we don't care what kind of story you've got, we set the national news agenda. And if we don't like your story, we will kill your story regardless of its truth.
The report showed that the CIA was very closely tied to illegal cocaine smuggling in 1985.
Yeah, Rick Ross. Ever heard of Rick Ross? Not the rapper that got his ass beat in Canada.
Do you want to keep going on that?
Yeah. Well, just no. It's just I'm sure he's talking about Rick Ross. Rick Ross was a drug trafficker who was making millions and millions of dollars a day selling drugs that was provided by the CIA.
He's talking about the Clintons drug running.
Well, guess who helped? Yeah. I mean, it's all, buddy.
Dude, I know that it's all the same.
All the same. So, yeah. American 3-letter alphabet agencies pumped crack cocaine into this country for
still are
a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And then after crack cocaine, guess what? All the shit in Afghanistan, guess what they were pumping in then? Opium. You don't say. Oh my God. We were guarding opium fields in fucking Afghanistan. Our military. Yeah. What would they use that for? I wonder if they're in cahoots with fucking the cartels, because guess what's coming to the country now?
Heroin,
methamphetamine, and what's that other thing that's killing fucking everyone? Fentanyl. Right. And guess where that shit comes from? China.
It comes from China.
Through the fuck. Anyways, don't get me started. Don't get me started on our fucking. I hate these people. I kind of hate
this episode's gonna suck. Just FYI.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It already does suck.
Do you want me to put a positive spin on it instead?
No, because there's no positive fucking spin you can put on it.
Okay.
Webb started out skeptical, but eventually published a series called Dark Alliance. Then Webb's life fell apart. One by one, news agencies started to pick him apart, trying their best to discredit his story. Eventually, his own employer piled on and pushed him out. Webb went on to kill himself in 2004.
So in the midst of breaking all this information about extremely high-profile people, the Clintons, who have a tendency to murder anyone that is about to speak out about them, Gary Webb committed suicide by shooting himself in the head not once, but twice. That's right. He committed suicide by shooting himself in the head twice. Archived from a mainstream article from the time it happened. When he pulled the trigger, the bullet sliced down through his face, exiting his left cheek, a non-fatal wound. He pulled the trigger again. The second shot, the coroner's investigators believe, nicked an artery. His body was found the following day. So according to them, according to the same types of coroners that declared Jeffrey Epstein was a suicide, Gary Webb shot himself in the head twice.
So you think that's possible to shoot yourself
100%.
twice?
Yeah. Did they say what caliber he was using?
No. You think that's possible?
Yeah.
Nah, dude. Anytime someone commits suicide, they regret it right before they're about to die. This dude shoots himself, and he's like, "Oh no!" He grabs the gun and shoots himself again. What the fuck? No, I don't buy it. So you think that's possible? Are you joking?
Yeah, I'm fucking joking. Are you kidding me?
Okay, I don't know, bro.
Oh my god. Oh.
It's horrible. What the fuck? What the fuck? All right, here's some more.
Seth Rich is on here at number 11. Seth Rich was shot in the back in Washington, D.C. by assailants that were, according to the police, there to rob him. Yet despite that, they did not take any of his personal possessions, including his wallet or his watch. And furthermore, they were able to murder him in Washington, D.C., one of the most surveilled cities in the world, without being caught on camera. Also, it is most likely that Seth Rich was the source for WikiLeaks for their DNC email hack, as Julian Assange explains here without actually stating it.
Hillary Clinton was taking the weekend to prepare for the final debate this Wednesday, but as she stepped out of the spotlight, WikiLeaks released another batch of emails thought to be from Clinton's top aides. ABC's Cecilia Vega joins us now with all those details for us. Good morning, Cecilia.
Robin, good morning to you. The Clinton campaign calls this a crime reminiscent of Watergate, but worse. More than 1,900 emails released just this weekend. We are talking about a slow leak every day, a new batch, and the Clinton campaign knows this could be a problem for them every day until Election Day.
This morning, thousands more emails appearing to show the inner workings of Hillary Clinton's campaign. WikiLeaks releasing the newest batch of what are believed to be campaign chairman John Podesta's hacked emails.
You are very clearly quoting from WikiLeaks, and what's really important about WikiLeaks is that the Russian government has engaged in espionage against Americans. They have hacked American websites, American accounts of private people, of institutions. Then they have given that information to WikiLeaks for the purpose of putting it on the internet. This has come from the highest levels of the Russian government, clearly from Putin himself, in an effort, as 17 of our intelligence agencies have confirmed, to influence our election. So I actually think the most important question of this evening, Chris, is finally, will Donald Trump admit
Suck a dick,
that
Hillary.
the Russians are doing
The
this?
murder mystery surrounding a Democratic National Committee staffer who was shot on a street in Washington, D.C.
I'm a fan.
WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is raising questions about the killing, offering a big reward for information, and that is fueling political conspiracy theories. ABC's Lindsay Janis is here with the story. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, George. Police are still trying to solve the mysterious murder of DNC staffer Seth Rich. And now, in a bizarre twist, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is implying that Rich was the victim of a politically motivated assassination.
The stuff that you're sitting on, is an October surprise in there?
We
Do
never
you
sit
even
on
know
it.
what you're sitting on?
Very mysterious.
WikiLeaks never sits on material. Whistleblowers go to significant efforts to get us material, and often very significant risks. There's a 27-year-old works for the DNC who was shot in the back, murdered just 2 weeks ago for unknown reasons as he was walking down the street in Washington. So
that was just a robbery, I believe, wasn't it?
No, there's no finding. So
What are you suggesting? What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that our sources take risks, and they become concerned to see things occurring like that.
But was he one of your sources then? I mean,
we don't comment on who our sources
but
are.
why make the suggestion about a young guy being shot in the streets of Washington?
Because we have to understand how high the stakes are in the United States.
Although Assange would not say whether Rich was a WikiLeaks source, the organization is now offering a $20,000 reward. It was an unprompted discussion of the 27-year-old voter outreach coordinator who was violently attacked on July 10th near his Washington, D.C. home while chatting on the phone with his girlfriend. His body was found badly beaten with multiple gunshot wounds, described by investigators as a robbery gone wrong. While D.C. police tell ABC News there is no indication that Seth Rich's death is connected to his employment at the DNC, conspiracy theorists suggest Rich may be connected to the tranche of emails leaked by Assange's group just before the Democratic convention.
You asked me when how am I getting additional briefings? That was the first and last time I talked.
So October 9th is the last time you have heard from the FBI at all?
Yes.
You have not got an update on the investigation to your personal email?
That is correct.
It's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media. So everything you learn about this, you're learning from us.
You still love WikiLeaks?
I know nothing about WikiLeaks. It's not my thing.
WikiLeaks! I love WikiLeaks! Looks like Bernie got a little bit of a bad deal based on WikiLeaks, right?
They want to distract us from WikiLeaks. It's been amazing what's coming out on WikiLeaks.
And all you have to do is take a look at WikiLeaks and just see what they said about Bernie Sanders.
Even Chelsea Clinton, the WikiLeaks email show, expressed serious concerns about conflicts of interest at the Clinton Foundation and the State Department.
I know there is something having to do with Julian Assange. I've been seeing what's happened with Assange, and that will be a determination, I would imagine, mostly by the Attorney General, who's doing an excellent job. So he'll be making a determination. I know nothing really about him. It's not my deal in life.
It's not my deal in life. How do you feel about that? Seth Rich helping on America, gets shot in the back.
Sounds about it's consistent with anybody and anyone around the fucking Clintons.
Yeah, he had his wallet, watch on him.
Nothing taken, but they beat him and
Nothing
murdered
taken.
him. But that sounds like a robbery.
Yeah, that's how robberies work, right? You forget
Yeah.
to actually steal the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, we'll keep moving.
Let's keep cracking, bro.
Anthony Weiner, a young congressman with a bright future, and newly minted Senator Hillary Clinton started serving together on Capitol Hill in 2001. About a decade later, Weiner would marry one of Clinton's most loyal aides, Huma Abedin.
I've got, enormous respect for the Clintons. They've been enormous friends and to my wife and to my family.
Now, Weiner's bad behavior has reignited the email controversy Clinton's campaign hoped was behind them. The new emails come from the FBI's investigation into allegations that Weiner sent sexually explicit text messages to an underage girl. At a Democratic Party retreat in 2001, Weiner asked Abedin, then an aide to the senator, out for a drink. She told Weiner she had to work, but then Clinton gave her the night off, according to Vanity Fair. At their engagement party, Clinton said she considered Abedin a second daughter. And in July 2010, Bill Clinton officiated their wedding at a swank estate on Long Island. But the honeymoon wouldn't last long.
Pardon, sir?
A year later, Weiner resigned from Congress after tweeting a picture of his crotch. 2 years later, he ran for New York City mayor, a campaign that imploded after he admitted to having more lewd conversations with women he met on the internet.
The level of guilt and pain that I feel, I'm very sorry I put everyone in this position.
And this year, the FBI launched an investigation into allegations Weiner exchanged sexually explicit text messages with an underage girl.
He asked me to undress, and we started talking sexually.
Abedin and Weiner have since separated after 6 years of marriage, but the political damage was already done.
There are probably things she could still be indicted for, and frankly, I think should, because the Espionage Act, very clear violations of the Espionage Act, and really no issue about intent, despite President Obama proclaiming otherwise. And of course, you realize the reason that Hillary had to be protected was because he was writing her on that secret server using an alias, which shows that he damn well knew and had approved in advance her use of the secret unsecured server. On top of that, there's the Anthony Weiner laptop, which I don't know if you heard this. I wrote an article about that too. 675,000 Clinton emails when they got Anthony Weiner's laptop in a search warrant because of all his sex perversion issues. It was all the Clinton emails, the Clinton Foundation, her Secretary of State emails, Huma Abedin's emails. Lots of people emailed Huma as a proxy for Hillary, and it included what Comey called sorry, I must wave my hands more than most people, the golden emails, because they were the BlackBerry backup emails that they were supposedly just looking for everywhere very diligently. Well, guess what they did when they found them on the Weiner laptop? They got a search warrant for things that didn't include the BlackBerry backup emails. So when they told us, when he stood there and said that day, oh, we've reviewed all the emails now, there's nothing there, that was a bald-faced lie. They specifically did not look at the BlackBerry backups, and they didn't look at a fraction of the emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop. So one of the things, if I were the president, I'd do is demand the Anthony Weiner laptop and get it to the most trusted person in the military to take apart everything on it and then start using it. There's a lot that can be prosecuted, I have no doubt, on that laptop. In fact, I heard that the New York police officers who saw some of it, even though they're hardened investigators, literally had to go throw up. It's bad.
Who is Uma married to? One of the great sleazebags of her time. Anthony Weiner. Did you know that? She's married to Anthony Weiner. You know, the little bing, 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 bum, bum. I love you very much. So, no, think of it.
Do you know what frazzle drip is? I'm not aware of the specifics about it. I heard some references about it from my team over the past 24 hours. I just learned about it in the Washington Post this morning. There's an article with this headline, "A Platform for Free Speech That Extremists Routinely Exploit." And in it, the article explains that the recommendation engine for YouTube, which is owned by Google, correct? Yes. The recommendation engine for YouTube recently suggested videos claiming that politicians, celebrities, and other elite figures were sexually abusing or consuming the remains of children, often in satanic rituals, according to watchdog group Algo Transparency. The claims echo and often cite the discredited Pizzagate conspiracy, which 2 years ago led to a man firing shots into a Northwest Washington, D.C. pizzeria in search of children he believed were being held as sex slaves by Democratic Party leaders. One recent variation on the theory, which began spreading on YouTube this spring, claimed that Democrat Hillary Clinton and her longtime aide Huma Abedin had sexually assaulted a girl and drank her blood, a conspiracy theory its proponents dubbed Frazzle Drip.
That's the video we talked about
Frazzle
10
Drip.
videos back. Yep. I just added that because they talk about Frazzle Drip and there's another body.
Fucking hate these people, man. I fucking hate these people.
Yeah. All right, on to the next.
Can we keep count? How many bodies is there now?
Hi, Becca.
How you doing, Becca?
I'm just with the DNC upstairs.
With the DNC?
Yes.
All right. Well, this is going to be a service to the DNC.
DNC? Okay.
And this is for Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Perfect.
You guys have been served.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We'll see you in court. Guys, thank you so much for everything. Have a great day. Thank you. That was probably the most gratifying thing I've ever done. You ever done?
After this video went viral and the media covered it, and then a week later he died, the story disappeared from the media. And then later, the court ruled in favor of quashing the server of process on August 30th, but it was properly served on September 2nd. From that point, attorneys representing both sides argued their sides, and DNC attorneys filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit. Throughout the proceedings, the DNC argued that Sanders supporters were aware that the primaries were rigged, and that neutrality is a political promise that cannot be enforced by a court.
So a process server was killed because he served them papers.
It's 10. How many people?
We're way past 10.
We keeping count yet?
There's a lot. There's a lot. Here's Mary Katie Mahoney.
23 on our list is Mary Katie Mahoney, the other M intern. An attractive 25-year-old woman, Mary was a former White House intern for Bill Clinton, working as the assistant manager at a Starbucks coffee shop in Georgetown, right across the river. In the pretrial publicity surrounding Paula Jones' lawsuit, Mike Isikoff dropped hints that a former White House staffer with the initial M was about to go public with her story of sexual harassment at 1600 Pennsylvania. Just days later, gunmen entered the Starbucks while the crew was cleaning up after closing. Mary's two associates, Aaron Goodrich, 18, and Emery Evans, 25, were taken to a room and shot. Mary herself had 5 bullets in her from at least 2 different guns, most likely with silencers. A total of 10 shots were fired, none of them heard by neighbors in the densely populated Georgetown section. Mary was shot in the chest, her face, and in the back of the head. Someone wanted her very dead, or to send a message. Even though more than 4,000 remained in the store, the police have categorized the triple murder as a robbery, even as they acknowledge the execution-style killings. There was no sign of forced entry. It means either Mary or one of the employees let the killers in at least 1 hour after closing. That means the killers included at least one person known to the victims. One report is that the Starbucks was still locked when the bodies were found the next morning. Robbers don't bother locking doors. George Stephanopoulos, Monica Lewinsky, and Chelsea Clinton were all regulars at this Starbucks. Carl Cooper, the man charged with the Starbucks murders on a basis of a confession, has now recanted that confession, claiming that it was obtained under coercion, not unlike that of James Earl Ray. An affidavit filed by NOAA's Sonia Stewart confirms the Department of Commerce was selling trade mission seats in exchange for campaign donations and illegally blocking FOIA requests.
Poor girl. She's trying to work. She's trying to work at Starbucks.
Just trying to charge
Give people poison.
Charge people $6 for a cup of coffee.
Well, back then it was cheaper.
Probably. It's probably 3.
Well, it was the 90s. Yeah, it was cheaper than that, probably.
Shot up execution style in a fucking Starbucks.
Yeah.
Because Slick Willie was sexually harassing her ass at her job.
At her other job at the White House.
At her other job.
Her internship. All right. Well, here's the next body.
Foundation ruthlessly misappropriated the earthquake donations from international donors and got away with it. Klaus Eberwein, a former government official of Haiti, due to testify about the Clinton corruption, was found dead with a bullet in his head only days before the trial on July 12, 2017. And when surgeon Dr. Dean Lorek openly vented his disgust about the corruption by the Clinton Foundation that he himself witnessed while trying to save lives on the island, he too ended up dead. In December 2017, he was found on the bathroom floor of his apartment in New York with a knife in his chest. His death too was ruled suicide. But hey, let's not dwell on the many suicides surrounding the Clintons. Let's go back to one of Q's often repeated sentences. Symbolism will be their downfall.
How do you stab yourself? We already saw this one, actually, in the pedo episode.
It's so depressing, dude.
Yeah.
But with all the forensic science and shit like that, they can't figure out who's killing these people?
The heads of the country are the ones doing it, so the people below them are covering it up for them.
I hate this place.
That's how.
I hate this place.
Look at this sweet couple on your screen right here.
Yeah, fuck them both. I hope they both get ass cancer.
Scandals seem to follow the Clintons. Their ties to pedophilia don't end there. Monica Peterson was a research intern at the Laboratory to Combat Human Trafficking and a research fellow and assistant director at the Human Trafficking Center. She also served on the Colorado Human Trafficking Council's Data and Research Task Force. Peterson wrote and spoke prolifically on human trafficking. On August 15, 2015, Monica announced her plan to visit Haiti to conduct research on human trafficking and subsequently began living there full-time. On January 3, 2016, Monica shared with her friend Bella some of her findings based on her fieldwork in Haiti up to that point. Quote, Ms. Clinton has corrupt and dirty business to finish in Haiti. This is the theory my master's thesis puts forth. This is modern structural slavery. But the real significance of this scandal for me, I know you feel me, Bella, is the link to contemporary slavery and trafficking. I can't say to what extent, but there is human trafficking happening through the Clintons' Caracol complex. By this point, Monica seemed to be investigating the Clinton Foundation's child trafficking ties full-time. On November 13, 2016, Monica Peterson was reported dead in Haiti, although no body was ever retrieved for the family's burial service. Monica's family was told that she committed suicide, but they were kept in the dark as to the exact details of her death.
She seemingly took her own life by hanging. But since that time, things that have come to light that just don't fit with Monica's life. None of this seems to fit, and maybe that's just the way it's always going to be.
Peterson's professor, Claude Estrie, said the following about her death. Quote, she decided to take on one of the demagogues in the field of human trafficking. She produced a 110-page analysis of human trafficking in Haiti. 2 years of research. We were looking for someone who was smart enough and maybe brave enough to publish her work. I will continue to seek out and publish it for her. After making this statement, D'Estrie suddenly disavowed any connections between Peterson and human trafficking and the Clintons. D'Estrie said Peterson had gone to Haiti a number of times, but she was not there to research human trafficking and was not investigating the Clinton Foundation. Why would D'Estrie do a public 180? It turns out that he worked as a supervisor in the U.S. Attorney's Office on behalf of DynCorp between 1999 and 2002. This coincides with the exact time period DynCorp was caught sex trafficking children in Bosnia and Kosovo, and no prosecutions were made. DynCorp played an active role in sexual abuses in Haiti. What if Monica Peterson was actually onto something before she died? What if her discoveries were true? Has anyone else unearthed the Clinton Foundation's alleged ties to human trafficking?
So the scumbag turned on her, basically.
Of course. I mean, he probably saw his life was going to be taken.
Why make the first statement then?
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, here's Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell was the vocalist of the popular band Soundgarden. He and his wife, Vicky, worked with 6 different charity organizations for nearly a decade. In 2012, they founded the Chris and Vicky Cornell Foundation, which strives to support and protect abused and sexually exploited children from around the world. The couple eventually became involved with one of their foundation partners' organizations, Aid Still Required, helping sexually abused orphans out of Haiti. Aid Still Required has received massive donations from the Clinton Foundation. According to a source that spoke with Freedom Daily, it was during this time that Cornell discovered that these orphans weren't being placed into better environments after all, but were then being sold into sexual slavery and human trafficking rings. In May of 2017, Chris Cornell was found hanged to death in the MGM Grand Hotel, leaving behind his wife Vicky and their 3 children. He was discovered with 9 broken ribs, blood splattered on the wall, and had suffered head trauma before he died. His death was officially declared a suicide, but his family and close friends insist he was in no way suicidal. Many of the details of his suicide simply don't add up. For instance, Chris had just performed a full concert with no apparent signs of having 9 broken ribs. Chris's body was found cold to the touch, which would have taken at least 2 hours in a hotel room. This would place the time of his death between 11 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. when his bodyguard, Martin Kirsten, was reportedly with him. There is no official explanation for what caused the bloodstain on the wall next to his body. His feet were touching the floor, meaning he was only partially suspended by his neck. Furthermore, Chris's bodyguard claims that he had to kick in the door to his hotel room to discover Chris dead. Not only is this nearly impossible to do without a door-breaching mini-ram, but the crime scene report indicated no sign of forced entry. After reviewing the autopsy report and position of the body, world-renowned forensic pathologist Dr. Werner Spitz concluded that Cornell's death was not a suicide. Dr. Spitz has worked with many high-profile murder investigations, including Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and John F. Kennedy, and served as an expert witness during the O.J. Simpson and Casey Anthony trials. One article reads, "Speaking to TMD, a source close to Cornell has come forward, claiming that he had uncovered evidence of a cocaine and child trafficking ring in Mena, Arkansas, that was tied to Bill and Hillary Clinton. According to the source, Mr. Cornell had uncovered the identities of high-level elites that were part of the same satanic Illuminati occult operation as the Clintons and planned on exposing their goings-on right before he died." Two months later, it was reported that Linkin Park frontman Chester Bennington committed suicide on Chris Cornell's birthday. Bennington and Cornell were reportedly working collaboratively to expose a pedophile ring operating in the music industry and elsewhere, although this cannot be substantiated. However, that doesn't mean that Bennington's death, and life for that matter, is without intrigue. Linkin Park was handpicked by John Podesta to promote an organization called Sustainable Energy for All in Haiti, which received a $250,000 grant from the Clinton Foundation, even though they did not apply for it. Bennington and Cornell were both associated with the Haiti-based nonprofit Aid Still Required. One police source was quoted as saying that he believed Bennington was murdered. Oddly, the Los Angeles coroner's office took 130 days to release the autopsy report. Bennington's sister, Toby, has publicly indicated that she believes her brother shared the same fate as Jeffrey Epstein, who famously didn't kill himself. She claims her Twitter account was subsequently hacked and suspended after she publicly shared her suspicions. There does appear to be a striking resemblance between the faces of Bennington and Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, John Podesta, which many have pointed out looks like a father-son relationship. The prevailing theory is that Bennington's mother, Elaine, had an affair with John Podesta, which would have been possible given that the two knew each other. The theory goes that when Bennington's biological father found out he was raising another man's son, he divorced her. Now, many investigators believe that Linkin Park, the band, is an homage to Linkin Park, a Canadian military base in Alberta that conducted MK-Ultra mind control experiments on children for the purpose of developing super spies and assassins. Many children involved in the programs at Linkin Park were sexually abused. Bennington has publicly spoken of being sexually abused as a child. John Podesta, or Skippy as he prefers to be called, owns a large and vile collection of what can only be described as pedophilia art. Podesta was also chief of staff to President Bill Clinton.
Chester and Chris Cornell, they're also on the list.
Pretty wild, dude. It's like, it's weird that all these people who have ties or want to say anything or might have any evidence of any chomoisms or sex trafficking or human trafficking tied to the Clintons mysteriously all commit suicide.
Yeah.
It's just this, it's like a, I don't know. Finding out that information really makes you hate yourself.
Yeah. Totally.
I hope I don't find out that, you know, they're sex traffickers.
You hope you're finding out. You've been finding out.
I hope I don't find out. I don't want to know. I don't want to find out.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. All right. Here's another person that a lot of people know about.
All right, well, you see where I'm coming from.
Okay, yeah.
When I talk, that's because I'm interested in this ongoing, whatever the hell they're doing.
What's in your closet, John Podesta? Big Podesta? Big Soros? Do you want us to play these games? Because we're playing to win.
In 2009, James O'Keefe of Project Veritas released undercover videos purporting that ACORN, the Association of Community Organizations for Reform Now, had been engaged in underage prostitution. None other than John Podesta was appointed to investigate the scandal. Journalist Andrew Breitbart was vocal about his disdain for Podesta. On February 4th, 2011, Andrew Breitbart tweeted, "How progressive guru John Podesta isn't a household name as a world-class underage sex slave op cover-upper defending unspeakable dregs escapes me." Then, a year later, all throughout February 2012, Breitbart telegraphed the release of a video that he said would appear on March 1st. This video, he claimed, would be severely damaging to Obama's re-election campaign. "Wait till they see what happens March 1st, he said. Right before the anticipated release on February 28th, 2012, he tweeted, "How much longer until they kill me? Heart attack or car accident, or frame me for a crime? Read me while you can." Breitbart died of an alleged heart attack on March 1st, 2012, just 2 days later. The coroner who conducted the investigation died of arsenic poisoning just 2 months later.
So Breitbart. You've heard of Breitbart, right? Like the...
I don't know.
It's like a news website, blogger kind of thing. But yeah. Heart attack gun. Same as Dr. Sebi.
You don't say.
Yeah, I do say, though. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's how that goes.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think these some dangerous motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah.
But
I think they're connected to Waco, too.
But when you have the FBI and CIA and, you know, all the major news corporations and all the alphabet agencies and all them working with you and or for you, you can kind of do whatever the fuck you want, right? Or at least that's what it seems like.
That's what they've been doing for decades. Decades, dude.
That's why it's very...
Not years. Decades.
That's why it's very important as American citizens that we all get and stay armed.
I'm with you there.
What
are you looking at over there? What's going on?
Oh, this is my dog's staring at me.
So is mine.
Get and stay armed, because anytime this government wants to become more tyrannical and start really killing us instead of picking us off one by one, we need to be able to be able to defend ourselves. Yeah, but I'm saying
they've been killing us with our food, air, and water already.
I'm talking about when they stop with the
charade
and just say fuck it, let's just start,
mowing people down.
Yeah,
that's why they have people join the military. Hey, here's a Supreme Court justice.
Justice Antonin Scalia, number 126. Scalia was a major thorn in many sides. He opposed Obamacare, thought global warming was a fraud, supported individual gun rights, and mostly to the point was involved with Senate-level discussions on how to arrest Hillary Clinton for massive corruption and possible espionage at the time of his death. Scalia was set to vote to overturn affirmative action. Scalia died at Chibolo Creek Ranch on February 12th. The ranch was a part of a secret society of hunters. His body was found by a ranch owner lying on the top of undisturbed bed covers with a pillow over his face. Despite the suspicious circumstances surrounding his death, no autopsy was performed and Scalia was immediately embalmed. Scalia is added to the Clinton dead bodies list based on the following leaked email exchange between Hillary's campaign chairman John Podesta and D.C. lobbyist Steve Elmendorf, dated just 3 days prior to Scalia's suspicious death. This email is to John Podesta from L. Mendorf. I am all in. Sounds like it will be a bad night. We all need to buckle up and double down. From John Podesta to Stephen Elmendorf. Subject, thanks. Didn't think wet works meant pool parties at the vineyard. Wet work, as referenced by John Podesta, is a well-known euphemism for assassination. It's also being reported that during the infamous Tarmac meeting on June 26, 2016, Bill Clinton offered then Attorney General Loretta Lynch Scalia's seat on the Supreme Court if Lynch would bury the email investigation and help Hillary win the presidency.
So yeah, they killed the Supreme Court justice and to cover up and stop Hillary from being arrested and investigated.
Yeah, dude. It's a fucking all big show, my friend.
This is just... There's another one. There's another one. There's another one.
It's fucking wild.
Have you ever bought a purse in your life?
Yeah, unfortunately I have.
Oh. Here is a very popular designer.
I know who.
Kate Spade, a famous designer who had worked with the Clinton Foundation and the No Ceilings Initiative and did work in Haiti for Hillary Clinton. She was found hung up in her apartment by a red scarf on June 5th, 2018. Yeah. Her husband posted multiple strange photos of her before her death.
Designer Kate Spade committed suicide by hanging herself, they say, on Thursday in her New York City apartment. And check this out. This is an interesting piece of information that all of these mainstream media outlets, wherever they got their talking points, sounds like they were forced to put this into the picture, but it says Spade had a scarf around her neck that was tied to a bedroom doorknob, police said. And not only this, but some outlets are reporting that it was a red scarf. It was a particularly red scarf that she hung around the doorknob and hung herself with. Interesting. And this might seem like a very subtle, odd, weird thing to be throwing out there, but I recently found this Reddit post. And I'm going to read it. We're going to go through this really quick. It says, hanging from doorknobs with red scarves. Creepy. Hung on doorknobs means choked for speaking out against the cabal. It's a message that they're putting out there, which is why in Kate Spade's media talking points that they all put out, that's why they wanted to note that it was a red scarf with a doorknob. That's the message sent to other people that they don't want talking.
So she was hung. She hung herself from a doorknob.
How?
Exactly.
Is she a little person?
No. How are you hung by a doorknob? Check this out. This has nothing to do with the cabal. This has to do with the piece of shit in Florida. This girl that I dated in 7th grade, she was hung in her shower and her butt was like 4 inches off the ground. She hung herself in her shower and her ass was 4 inches off the ground. She had sand all over her feet, but walking into the shower, into the bathroom, there was no sand on the floor. Her fucking fiance killed her. And she called the cops like hours beforehand to commit that she had like marks all over her from him. And he actually passed the cops. When the cops were going up the stairs, he was going down the stairs. And they ruled it a suicide. Her mom's been fighting for fucking years to get it reinvestigated. In Florida, Hillsborough County gives no fucks. I think it's Hillsborough. Anyway, it was in, I think it's St. Petersburg. Yeah. Isn't that fucked up? Anyway, but yeah, there's no way she hung herself. You can't hang yourself with your ass right next to the floor. You can't. You stand, like I said, if you're committing suicide, you stop yourself at the last second if you're going to die.
Right.
It's human nature. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's fucked up. I think it's fucked up, and I think it's bullshit. And I didn't know that had happened.
Kate Spade?
Yeah. But yeah, super fucked.
What are you looking at?
Just the screen. I'm waiting for the next video.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
I see who's up
I
there.
thought you had something to add.
No.
All right, here's another one.
Paul Walker, the famous actor from the Fast and the Furious films, is number 161. November 30th, 2013, his car hit a tree and caught fire. The video, however, looks more like an explosion. Paul was set to come forward, exposing the Clinton Foundation crimes against children in Haiti. He discovered this through his charity work.
That was it. That's a loose one, but Haiti again.
Yeah, you don't say.
Yeah. Did you like Paul Walker?
He was okay. I liked I liked
scared.
I like Fast. I like the first couple Fast and Furious. That's when I was really into cars and shit. You know.
Yeah. For sure.
For sure.
Here's a couple kids.
The covering up of the MENA drug operation in Arkansas would lead to the addition of many names on this list, and the covering up of what is known as the train deaths, the murders of Kevin Ives and Don Henry, would also lead to many more names being added to this list, despite the horrific nature of this crime to these two children. Initial cause of death was claimed to be the result of passing out on a railroad track in Arkansas after smoking 20 marijuana cigarettes.
20.
This ruling was reported by state medical examiner Fahmi Malik and supported by Sheriff Jim Steed, whose thorough investigation of the crime scene left one of the boys' foot sitting in the open for 2 days. In April 1988, Kevin's body was exhumed and another autopsy was performed, this one by Atlantic medical examiner Dr. Joseph Burton, who discovered that Kevin died from a crushed skull prior to being placed on the tracks. Don Henry's body was exhumed and discovered to have been stabbed in the back prior to being placed on the tracks. Governor Bill Clinton excused Fahmi Malik's error, saying that Malik was tired and stressed out. Reports indicate that Ives and Henry may have stumbled upon part of the MENA drug operation, specifically a drop site in the area of Bauxite in Alexander, Arkansas. The police chief of Alexander, John Brown, acknowledged he obtained a taped confession from one of the murderers of the two boys, which was suppressed at the request of the FBI, the same FBI that is at the heart of covering up many crimes for the syndicate. Jean Duffy headed up the Arkansas 7th District Drug Task Force in 1990. She was never allowed to conduct a thorough investigation of drug running in MENA or any possible connection to the train deaths. Her task force and a federal grand jury were shut down after they started examining corruption involving public officials. Dan Harmon was a local government official, the prosecuting attorney for Saline, Grant, and Hot Springs counties in 1979 and 1980, and then again from 1991 through 1996. He was convicted in June of 97 on drug racketeering and extortion charges. In January 91, long before his drug offenses became public knowledge, Harmon convinced a judge to subpoena evidence obtained by Jean Duffy's task force, evidence gathered against him and other public officials. Miss Duffy refused to honor the subpoena, fearing for the lives of the witnesses, many of whom did turn up dead, and fled the state when a warrant was issued for her arrest.
That's just a weird phrase.
Turning up dead.
It's a weird phrase to me.
Turning up dead?
Turn up dead.
Yeah. Well. So... those are the main ones. There's literally like hundreds more examples. Like, I'm not exaggerating either. Like, hundreds more examples. So instead of us going through all of them, because I watched so many fucking, like, I tried to pick the ones that are like fucking just ridiculous.
Right.
All right. So up here, you're gonna see a whole list of more people that are on the Clinton body count, and you can go to BitChute.com, type in these names, and then type in Clinton afterward, and it will give you evidence of just all of these people that were also killed by the Clintons. Starting now, it's gonna keep going every 4 seconds. So, it's fucking crazy. Like I picked out as many as I thought, like people you would know, or ones that are like, what the, that's fucking crazy.
Right.
But a lot of them are connected to like Arkansas drug running, and like a lot of military people that are just wrong fucking place, wrong time. Like,
I walked in on some shit, saw them doing some shit, heard some shit. Yeah.
Dude, there's witnesses of the two kids that just died on the train tracks. There's witnesses of that were also killed. Tons of them. Like, it's fucking bonkers. So anyone that supports these fucking crazy people are just stop. Do fucking research before you vote for anybody. Anybody. Like, I'm not even on the fucking you should vote train, because I think it's all fucking bullshit. But you should absolutely not vote for Joe Biden. You should vote against whoever. Listen, you guys already know I'm hoping Trump is trying to help us. I could be wrong, but I would absolutely vote for that dude in case he is actually trying to help us. Can you see this?
Yeah.
You see those two people?
Yeah.
Do you know who they are?
Superman and Lois Lane.
You're close. That is John F. Kennedy Jr. and his wife, Carolyn Bessette.
Oh.
He is next week's episode.
Okay.
On if he's dead or not.
Oh.
He was running against Hillary. He was going to announce his candidacy to run against Hillary for the Senate seat, the 2000 Senate seat in New York.
What happened?
He died in a plane crash with
Oh.
his wife, her sister, and there's reports that she was pregnant.
You don't say.
And he would have fucking crushed her, dude. He was America's prince. Like, that's what I've fucking read. That's what I've heard. Like,
I thought that was your title.
like I guess he's supposedly the closest America's ever had to having a prince, is JFK Jr.
Right.
And they fucking wiped him out. He was like really good friends with Trump. We'll go through the episode next week on him and her, on whether or not they actually are dead or if they fake their death because they knew Hillary was going to come after them. I don't know. We'll see. We'll go into it.
Back to voting. I don't think Biden's gonna make it. So,
well, dude, that's
if
that's
you
why
for,
we.
If you vote for him, you're gonna get stuck with the camel, and
a lot of people think that's why I brought up the Michael LaVaughn Robinson last week, because a lot of people think that he's gonna get 25th Amendment removed, and then she's gonna run for president.
Ugh.
That's why Malik Obama, Obama's brother, said when she runs for president, I will be campaigning against her. She.
Right.
So, but she'll get 100% exposed being a man if that happens. If she runs for president. Everybody gonna know.
Everybody.
Oh, everybody should already know. Just fucking look at her. Her Adam's apple.
That was last week, buddy. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a couple weeks ago. Shit.
Yeah. Look at all these fucking dead people.
Holy shit. They could have their own. The Clintons should have their own graveyard for the people they've murdered.
There's another dude. He wrote a book with over like 170 names
tied to
of the Clintons. Yeah. Lots of people dead.
Anyways, guys, if you made it this far, please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, do that.
Don't trust anyone. Do your own research, as Joe would always say. What do you got for him, Joe?
Look these fucking names up. For real.
Oh, fuck.
People think Anthony Bourdain's one of them too.
Yeah, I can see that.
He was doing an episode. On it. And the episode never aired.
Sad, man.
Shit's crazy. Go on BitChute.com and type in Pedogate 2020 and watch that fucking. It's like an hour and it's almost 2 hours long. Watch that. It's the worst video you'll ever watch. Very, very, very fucking disturbing. It's all blurred out, the stuff that he shows you in the video, but he backs his shit up with evidence. Shows you the fucking actual shit that's connected to all this stuff on websites. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. Look up Mouthy Buddha.
I like that.
Mouthy Buddha on BitChute. BitChute is just like YouTube and Rumble, except they don't censor shit. You can fucking find anything you want on that website. They've tried to shut it down multiple times. Like, I've gone to it and it's fucking not working, and then it's back. Like, for some reason they can't shut it down. I don't know why. So, yeah, they tell you a lot. A lot of Isaac Cappy stuff is on there. Yeah. And Mouthy Buddha has tons of really good episodes. The Chris Cornell, the Chester Bennington, the Andrew Breitbart, the Wiener, all of that was from a documentary he made called Suicided. So there's lots and lots of really good stuff. Just go to BitChute and search for whatever the fuck you want. But yeah, Pedogate 2020, it's very, very, it's fucking nuts. I recommend that to anybody who actually wants to know the truth about the fucking crazy shit that's going on that you don't see. And I'm talking about major corporation websites like Macy's type shit with pedo shit in the background of their fucking websites that you have to fucking backdoor your way into. It's crazy. Anyway,
I don't like that, and I don't have a website for you guys to go to other than YouTube, and click on Godspeed podcast. And watch.
So you do have a website.
And watch this.
And watch us tell you to do this shit. Yeah. Yeah. All right, bud.
Sorry, dude. These episodes
were thoroughly depressed.
Yeah, these episodes were a downer, dog. I need some positivity in my life. So
yeah. Well, JFK is next week, and that's hopeful. Like at least I think.
Okay, I like that.
I'm hopeful he's still alive anyway. A little bit more Q stuff in there too, because he is a big to do with Q. So
okay.
All right, homie.
All right, brother. I'm gonna go get some sleep, I think.
All right.
You guys.
Godspeed, bro.
Godspeed. Take care of yourself. Love you, man.
You too. Later.
You've reached the offices of the Godspeed podcast. We are currently closed. Please leave your information and someone will return your call within 24 business days. Thank you.
If they tried to kill Trump, and all of a sudden you hear all this that Hillary is going to be the one that's running against him, should we have added a possible Trump assassination to this episode? That's all the show anyway.